Hey guys, so you have finished week 1 of Master Your Mobility, and now I'm going to give you a little bit of a bonus content for during your week 2. So we have understood our cars, we've done our cars routine, and I might have talked a little bit in that video about a morning routine and what a morning routine is and why we should do a morning routine. But I'm going to explain a little bit more, and then I'm going to go through the morning routine. Should take you about 10 minutes. So we're going to go through that real quick once I do a little bit of spieling and talking. So why we do a morning routine. Overnight, our tissues have a chance to heal. So if we've done any damage to our muscles or our tendons or ligaments or anything during the day, overnight, that period of rest is when our body kind of resets its clock. So any tissue damage that's done, they start to rebuild and heal as part of our strengthening process. So when we wake up in the morning, our muscles tend to be a little bit stiffer just because we haven't moved them in 6 to 10 hours. 10 is probably being a bit generous, but probably 5 to 8 hours is more like it. But anyway, so in that time frame, they don't move. They have a chance to regrow and build, which means that we have more fibers and they tend to be a little bit stiffer in our muscles and our joints. So what we want to do first thing when we wake up is get some fluid, get some motion into those joints again, and give ourselves a frame of reference to what our body feels like in the morning, and that will help us go forward into our day. So if we wake up and we do our morning routine and our right shoulder feels stiff this morning compared to yesterday morning, or it feels tight today and you think maybe I did a lot of overhead work yesterday, all of that we'll be able to tell when we do our morning routine. So that's why we do a morning routine. Another reason we do a morning routine is so that we can move those joints, lubricate those joints, get fluid into those joints so that they're prepared to move. So we assess our own joints and see what our range of motion feels like that day. We get motion and lotion into those joints so that they feel better when we move them in that day. Plus, it's always a little bit relaxing and just kind of a time to think about you and your body before you jump right into your work day. I am notorious for, I get up out of bed and within 15 minutes I'm leaving my house, and that's not necessarily the best way to start our day. You hear a lot of talk of how very successful people have long morning routines, and this just kind of waking up and moving your body is a great thing to implement into that morning routine, just to help your body move, start your day with movement, because if you start your day with movement, you're more apt to move throughout the rest of the day. So that is where our morning routine comes in. I am now going to show you and run you through our morning routine. It's going to look very similar to our just general cars routine. We're gonna go top down and then bottom up, or top down for morning routine, and then when we get down onto our hands and knees to do the spine, things will be a little bit different because I add in a couple things just for me personally that I like to add. So that's a good point for you if there's something that you personally like to add. That's just kind of some quick movement into your morning routine. You can do that there also, okay? So next clip will be our morning routine. Okay, so we're gonna start top, going down, all right, with this morning routine. We're gonna start with our cervical car, all right? We're going to do 2 cervical cars. We're gonna do them at about 2 times the speed of what we did in our first Mobility Monday cars routine, okay? So here's this routine. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna time it just so that we have an idea. Should only take us 10 to 15 minutes, all right? So we're gonna start cervical cars. One more. Good. Then we're gonna come down. We're gonna do a spine car. Again, we're doing 2 reps. Good. After our spine car, we're gonna do our shoulder car. Two reps. Other arm. Good. Next, we're gonna do that elbow car. I'm gonna come a little bit closer without totally cutting off my head. Good. Wrist car. Good, guys. Okay, next we're gonna come down to the floor for our hip car. Good. Knee car. Good. Ankles. Good. Then I'm going to get some shoulder axial rotations in. I'm actually going to do 4 of these because they're kind of quick. Good. I skipped scap cars, so we're going to do our scap cars now. Good. Then come down onto our hands and knees, and we're going to do our segmental cat-cow next. Okay, guys, so now this is the part where, so we are 5 minutes in. So this is the part where I do a little bit more extra work just for myself. So here I'll add in some axial rotations, some thoracic rotations, all kind of stuff that you'll see later on. But just to give you a quick idea of what I actually do, we're gonna prop my knee, I'm gonna do some hip axials. Good. I'm gonna do some knee axials. Good. We're gonna get some hip axials in a different position. So I really like doing my hip axials here in 90-90. So rotating in, rotating out. So again, guys, I'm just moving quickly through these positions. I'm not trying to use this to gain any new motion. I am purely using this to move through what my body has, get comfortable with motions. The reason I spend more time on my hips, knees, and ankles is because they are my problem spots, but I'm not trying to gain anything here. I'm just trying to feel what I have available, what I worked on yesterday, how I've improved it, if I've improved it, by just kind of moving around. Lastly, I come up and I just do some ankle drives. Good. And there you have it. So that took me 8 minutes and 7 seconds. All right, and that is my morning routine. Okay, so I went through each segment of my body, my CARS routine. So I did neck, spine, shoulder, elbow, wrist. I forgot scapula, but I did it later. Then went down onto the floor, did hip, knee, ankle, did my segmental cat-cows, and then I did some shoulder axials for a little bit extra work, and I did some hip axials for a little bit extra work, and then I also did those knee drives for a little bit extra work. That's just for me to work on my ankles a little bit. So that is what my morning routine looks like. I want you all, your homework this week is to kind of figure out some active motions that we did, whether that is adding in some of those axials that I showed you. You can add in shoulder axials. You can spend more time on one of the CARs that you feel like you like or feels good for your body to wake up to, and run through your CARs routine. Create your morning routine, okay? I like to do it top down. You do not have to do it that way. You can start with your spine, then move to your legs, then move to your shoulders. You can start with your legs, shoulders, spine, however you want to do it. But I want everyone this week to obviously do your shoulder workouts, do those videos, but also to create a morning routine and let me know in the Facebook group or through an email what you did for your morning routine and how you developed it and put it together, okay? So that's your homework, all right? Everyone hop on the morning routine, get it in your program. It literally takes you less than 10 minutes, okay? You can carve out 10 minutes in your morning, I promise.